In today's video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I've been able to make over $20,000 each and every month by creating and selling digital products. I'm also going to explain why I don't recommend that you sell your products through Etsy, even though I know that it's a really popular option right now. So if you want to avoid things like surprise fees, unnecessary headaches and risk, then keep watching. So let's start with the foundations. How to actually create these digital products and why I think they're probably one of the best passive income streams that you can get into in 2025. Now, digital products can be all kinds of things. So we've got ebooks, courses, memberships, templates, spreadsheets, guides, PDFs, the list goes on. It's essentially anything you can sell that doesn't involve something physical having to be shipped to your customer. So that alone makes it incredibly easy to manage, but more importantly, your costs are almost nothing. And here's the part that I really love. You simply make it once and you sell it over and over and over again. There's no dealing with inventory and packing orders and worrying about warehousing space and dealing with the suppliers. There's none of that. Once you've created the product, there is literally zero product cost. Zero. And this is why I honestly believe it's one of the simplest and most rewarding business models out there. And if you're looking for freedom, and when I say freedom, I mean proper time freedom as well as financial freedom, I don't think you can beat this business model. Now, let me share my backstory quickly with you. So I literally started with nothing. I lost my job around about 10 years ago. And while I was figuring out what to do, I started selling on eBay. Well, I ended up turning that situation into a six-figure business within just 12 months. The following year, I went to Amazon and did exactly the same thing. And the year after that, I started selling through my own websites on Shopify, and to date have generated over $10 million in revenue. Now, within each of those businesses, I created and sold digital products. And I've helped plenty of other people create and sell their own digital products too. Now, of course, there is some work to do. You have to create your product, create content around your niche to build your business and show up to do the work. But the outcome, so the money and the freedom that this gives you, is no longer tied to your time. Your earnings are no longer capped by the amount of hours that you put in. By the way, if you're interested in what types of digital products you can sell, I've got something for you. I've put together a list of 47 digital product ideas that you could start selling. You'll find a link to it right below this video in the description. Okay, so we've talked about what digital products are and why they make such a good business model. Now let's get into why I don't recommend Etsy. Now, before I start, I will say I have sold on Etsy in the past, relatively successfully. But let me tell you why I don't recommend it to most people. Listen, I understand it sounds really tempting. You're probably thinking, I can just make a digital product, put it on Etsy, people are going to find it and I'll start making money. Unfortunately, that's almost never the case. So many people I have spoken to that have created a product and uploaded it to Etsy expecting sales have been disappointed and not made a single sale. It's an extremely common story. The reality is Etsy is incredibly saturated. Now, it wasn't that long ago that you could post a product on Etsy, use a few good keywords and start generating some sales. But I'm sorry to tell you, those days are gone. The competition is fierce and Etsy has shifted quite a bit in recent times. Now it's essentially a pay-to-play platform. They really push you to run ads and it's just extremely difficult to get any kind of organic visibility at all. And then of course you've got listing fees. Admittedly, they're quite low, but it's a cost nonetheless. So you know, all this time you've got to list and pay to have your products available on the platform. So now you're paying to be on an extremely crowded and competitive platform where it's tough to stand out, it's tough to rank your products, and it's tough to make money without spending quite a bit of money on ads. And listen, it's just not a game that I recommend you play. So here's what I do recommend you do instead. Don't rely on Etsy and don't rely on Amazon. In fact, don't rely on any third-party platforms at all. You should focus 100% of your time and energy on building your own audience. Now, I want to say that again because it's that important. Focus 100% of your time and energy on building your own audience. In 2025 and beyond, that is the most powerful strategy you can use. Now, I understand if you're thinking, but I don't have a following. Well, that's completely normal because no one starts out with a following. Everyone starts at the same point, 0. All you have to do is make the decision to start showing up and creating content. And yes, it's going to take some time and it's going to take some effort, but anything worthwhile does. And trust me, selling on Etsy is not exactly a walk in the park either. So it really comes down to choosing your hard. Nothing is 100% easy. But if you make the decision to put in your time and effort into something, I highly recommend you put that time and effort into something that you own. And that's why I chose and recommend you start on YouTube. You can sell products more easily and you can actually get paid to create videos through YouTube's AdSense program. Oh, and you can also get brand partnerships too. So when you start on YouTube, you're not just opening up one source of income, you're opening up the possibilities of multiple sources of income. It really is a win-win all round. And that leads me into something else that's also incredibly important, your email list. Now, this is where things really start to get interesting. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Email is 40 times more effective at selling than using social media alone. 40 times, 40, that's massive. Now, I've been focusing on building email lists since I started on eBay over 10 years ago, and it's something I still focus on today in 2025. If you want to reach people, all you have to do is send out an email. It's easy, it will land straight in their inbox. Now, whether they open it is another matter, of course, but the point is your message gets delivered. Compare that just to posting on social media. You'll be lucky if even a handful of your subscribers or followers see that post or that content. There's just no comparison. Plus, you have to think, what if something happens to your account? You know, Instagram could shut you down, TikTok could shut you down, YouTube could even shut you down. You know, these things can and do happen. But if you have an email list, no one can take that away from you. You'll always have a way to connect with your audience. You can always let them know where to find you, what's going on, and no one can take that away from you. You won't lose everything overnight. Now, here's the part I really love. You can automate all of it. Post on YouTube and mention a freebie. People will sign up for your freebie and then you've got them on your list. Then you'll have a sequence of emails that runs in the background automatically. For the first 7 to 30 days, you just want to provide completely free value on those emails. So that'll be like tips, insights, anything that helps them with what your product, what your freebie or your niche is about. Now after that, you can run a promo for your paid product for a few days. And then you simply go back to providing free value again. Promo, value, rinse and repeat. Now, it will take some time to build that out for sure, but you can start off with just a handful of emails and add more as you go. And as time goes on, you'll end up with a well-oiled machine that operates completely automatically for weeks, if not months. So here's the bottom line. If you're trying to sell digital products, do not waste your time trying to fight the noise on busy platforms like Etsy. It's just too hard to stand out. Focus instead on building your own audience and your email list, because that is where the magic really happens. Okay, so now you've got all this info, it's time to actually do something with it. If you haven't already, make sure you grab my free list of 47 digital product ideas that you can create. You'll find it right below the video in the description. I hope it gets you thinking, and I'll see you in the next one.